Omegle users of Reddit, what is the scariest thing that has happened during a chat? On the campsite, I saw a woman giving birth to a kid. It was 100% real. She was very interactive. I asked why the hell is she giving birth on Omegle, and she told me she just doesn't want to be alone. Weirdest shit ever. I used to get on the texting one when I was a teenager. I once had a guy tell me that he was about to kill himself by overdosing in heroin. He told me his girlfriend left him and he had a young daughter. I tried to get his info out of him. He told me the state, but not the town. He thanked me for the conversation and stopped replying. I have no idea if he actually did it or not, but I still think about it every now and then. I did a texting one, and not a video one. I do not have a video camera, so what would they be seeing? A person with a circle over them, and a slanting diameter. Close bracket. This guy I was talking to had the same topic of interest as me, BTS. I did, just because I had no idea BTS meant behind the scenes as well as Bangtan Sonny Eben. We chatted for a while, and 15 minutes into the conversation, he sent me my name, age, address, DOB, crush, etc, which I haven't ever revealed to anyone online. I seriously don't know how they managed to do that. It's remarkably easy to track people now. We don't need to be elaborate hackers to do it. I was once using their video chat function with my camera turned off. I actually keep my webcam covered. Too paranoid. Anyway, I got connected to this dude, who straight off the bat asked me if I'm a girl. I said yes I am, but that I'm also only 9 years old, but he didn't care, and whipped out his pic. He was getting increasingly desperate with each passing minute, and was begging me to turn on my webcam. I recorded an innocent webcam video of a young girl off YouTube and played it. This guy was absolutely delighted. I then tracked down his location via his IP address and made a reverse image search of his face. His face was on full display throughout this conversation. I managed to find his LinkedIn profile, which had a headshot and his workplace correlated with the location of his IP address. So I then proceeded to search him on Facebook, which I successfully managed. Trawling through his friends list, I found some people whom I guessed were likely to be family members. I then told this guy that I had recorded the whole conversation. I didn't really, don't worry, and was going to send the video file to his family and workplace. I stated his name, location, name of his workplace and individual names of his family members I was supposedly going to send this file to. He quickly put his pants back on and begged and cried, urging me not to do that. He even said he would pay me money. I made up some bullshit about being an admin on Omegle, and that I'll be keeping track of his activities from there on, and that I would send that file to his family if I detected another misdemeanor on his part. Moral of the story is to trust no one online. Was on Omegle not really talking to anyone. After some time I come across myself, along with a warning from the website saying that this may be a simulated image. Someone was using my video to catfish other people. I'm not a paranoid person, but that was enough for me to close a tab and turn off my laptop. The thought of someone hiding being my face absolutely terrified me. Creepiest was a girl who was 15 making passes at me after I told her I was 23 at the time. Purest discomfort in years. I hope she doesn't do anything too stupid. I used Omegle once when I was 12, which isn't saying anything because I'm 13 now. I set up a few small figurines on my desk and had the camera filming those while I hid under the desk. At the time I wasn't fully comfortable with showing my face to the camera. I'm going through the cams, as you do, when I encountered a kid wearing a mask. Not like a COVID protect kind of mask, like a hockey mask. He was in his room just dancing because why not? I'm cheering him on because this was already very awkward. Then out of nowhere he pulls out a gun and put it to his head. That shocked the hell out of me when it happened. I yelled stop at him because I didn't know what to do, and he just looks at the camera. I shake my hand to the camera as if to tell him to stop what he was doing. He nodded and put the gun off to the side, only to pull out a bigger gun and point it towards his neck. I left the video chat after that part. This might not seem like a whole lot to some of you guys, but at the time it really scared me. I was bored of getting ignored for being a dude, so I randomly decided to pretend to be a 14-year-old girl just to mess with people and troll more than anything. Nothing sinister in my intentions. I ended up connecting to this guy who revealed himself as a predator and offered me damn good money to send him nude pictures, gave out his SC, from which I got his name and everything. I revealed the truth. He offered me a lot of money to stay quiet. I didn't want to. Tried to report him, but Omegle doesn't really have a way to do that to my knowledge, and SCs is extremely fucking complicated. So he got loose, and for like 2 months, after I would pretend to be a 14-year-old girl non-stop in order to try to find the guy again, but no luck. Found a few others, but none gave as many personal details, so they were useless to try to report. I eventually gave up on it and decided it's best to leave this sort of thing to the professionals. Once I was chilling on Omegle next to my mom. It was 9 AM, no cap. Turns out I met the wrong person at the wrong time. We saw his pic before promptly closing the tab. Will never forget this awkward moment. Met a guy crying looking for advice because he was sexually attracted to his 12-year-old daughter. Asked how old my friend and I were, and when we said 14 or 15 or whatever, he went on to explain how it was our job to make sure he wouldn't be attracted to his daughter anymore, and we had to help him so he could be attracted to us instead, cause that was less bad to people. Not as scary as the rest, but always made me feel freaked out more than all the liver leaks of people killing animals and or themselves. Where were my parents? Guy had his face half covered. Recognized me from high school. Said the high school, then mentioned something I would always carry with me. This is maybe 6 years after we've graduated. Ended that chat pretty quickly. I was chatting on Omegle while watching Netflix. I said hi, and he replied with S2,13,30,10,04 PM. I got hella confused, but then I noticed the show I was watching was Friends season 2 and the timestamp was 13:30 and the time I was watching the show was 10:04 PM. I quickly exit and blocked Omegle's website. So weird and creepy I couldn't sleep. When the option to ask a question and watch two people discuss was fairly new, I went full on lurker and tried a bunch of different questions. What got the most actual conversations was how old were you when you lost your virginity? After a while I started running a tally that I included in the question with stats like still have it, 16 or under, 17 or 18, 19 to 21, etc. A little after that I included a tally for creepy adult men hitting on underage girls. Several guys 25 plus would comment on it, then 5 minutes later proceed to ask a 15y/04 nudes or a way to DM. They knew someone was watching, that someone was specifically paying attention to this predatory behavior, and they did it anyway. I feel like saying something good that happened. I started talking to someone 11 years ago on Omegle. Her and I still talk on Facebook Messenger sometimes. We talked a lot for years and have been there for each other for a lot. Marizo her for me though. She's awesome. I had somebody send me my full address and then screen share Google Earth of my house. I never went back after that. I was on the text version. A guy was giving me death threats. He said he was going to kidnap my family and more BS. And he also said that he was going to send something to my house at 4 PM. I'm sorry if that wasn't as scary. Too many men circling off. I can only wonder how young kids would react. It just makes you wonder. There are men with their phones or laptops/desktops at home, circling off, not giving a rat's ass about the site or the experience of other users. I don't even know what game they're playing. It's disgusting and filthy. My friends and I did have a good laugh when we wondered what would happen if two pics got paired with one another. Safe to say, I no longer access the site anymore. As a 10-year-old kid seeing someone having sex with a doll, I was a sweet innocent boy until I saw that hahaha. See a pic smaller than mine. That scared the hit out of me. I told an old man I was a minor and he kept asking to show him my fits. Wasn't really scary, but it was really uncomfortable.